Now old Udi Ray Johnson here is a right pain in the butt. He will continuously fly to and fro, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro across the shutters, looking in the window at me. Then he'll fly at the door and try and break it open. Then he'll land on the floor. Aren't you rude? Yes, you're a pain. And then he'll go off and hide. And a couple of times I've opened the door thinking he's gone somewhere else, and he's flown straight past me, come in the kitchen, strutting his stuff, won't let me catch him. And I have to chase him back out the window, but he's a right pain. He's decided that the kitchen is his home, and he is not under any circumstances going to live outside. But he's quite happy out there with Prin. So he can't have the kitchen window open unless I've shut them in for the night. And then he'll land on the floor and knock on the door. Or he'll hide on top of the shoes behind the shutter there and knock on the door, not knock on the side. But he's decided he's going to behave himself because he knows he's being filmed, so he's embarrassed. So to resume, now that I've got the pigeons out the way, they're flying around here somewhere, I can't know where. Oh, there they are. I got the hen, the crazy hen that was in here with her 8 guinea fowl. I put her out with the turkeys and the other guineas because I decided that the guineas needed to be with their own kind, and I wanted them all to have the same space and the same feed and the same everything. I didn't know how the turkeys were going to take to the chicken. I didn't know how the chicken was going to take to the turkeys, but I was going to be around anyway to stop any fights or anything. And as it happened, nothing happened until she'd been out there about a week and a half, and then Maud decided she was going to attack her every time she went to eat, so I took her away. We didn't video the moving because I knew it was going to be catastrophic, which it was. So you hatch guinea fowl that are hysterical and neurotic anyway under placid, calm, peaceful turkeys, and you end up with fairly peaceful, calm, placid guinea fowl. You hatch guinea fowl under a neurotic hen who's mad as well, and you end up with even more neurotic and hysterical and ridiculous guinea fowl. And it took an hour and a half to round up the hen. I was hoping she was just going to herd with her guineas, or the guineas were going to herd and she was just going to follow just like the turkeys did. My pins again. What on earth's the matter with them? You know, like the turkeys did with their babies. You know, you open the door, you get behind them, and they all walk beautifully to where you want them to go, and that's the end of that. About 30 seconds and you're done. No, the bloody hen, hour and a half. They had guinea fowl in there, we had guinea fowl in there, we had guinea fowl out there. The chicken I had to corner and net over in the corner there. Absolutely ridiculous, and I was having an absolute fit. And I did take, I don't know if I've already recorded that little one there in the middle over by the fence there with the white wing tips, the smallest one out there. He was actually the one that I remembered only a few days ago that that I had to hatch from the hen with the mangled feet. And of course, about a month or so ago, she wouldn't let him eat. The poor little thing could only go to eat when everybody else had moved away. So I took him out and put him in with the chicks. I don't know where they are, the 3 chicks, because one died because it had a messed up beak. And I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it got caught somewhere, but that died. Where have my chicks gone? They've all disappeared. Oh no, there they are. They're under they're under the rushes. What are you doing? Is it a bit hot for you? Yeah, this weather's crazy. It's been absolutely freezing at night, and I think that's probably why I've lost two smaller guineas, and not very nice during the day. And then all of a sudden again, it's become very hot during the day. It's about 20, 22, 23 degrees out here again. Absolutely ridiculous. They don't know what's happening, what's going on. Anyway, Yeah, so that's him. So I put him in with the chicks, and he's been doing fine. He's just not growing. So obviously nature knows best. And I did have another 9 small guineas in here. I took them out of the turkeys lot because they just weren't growing at the same pace as all the others, and the bigger ones were stopping them eating, so they weren't going to go anywhere. I think 3, including the little one with the white wing tips there, are from the hens lot. Everybody was growing well except those 3. I say he's one. Before I moved them out with the others, there was one that I wasn't too happy about. He was doing fine, but there was just something about him I wasn't happy about. Anyway, a week after they had been put out there, he started to look very depressed and lurching rather than running like they do, and I wasn't happy about him at all. So I took him out and put him in with this lot, and after 4 days of treating him out there, because he wasn't going anywhere out there, because of course the bigger ones were stopping him from eating and everything, I had to feed him by hand, and after his treatment and what have you with cat's claw, and he wasn't doing very well. So I brought him out here with these, and for 2 days he seemed to be picking up and he seemed to be doing fine. And then it got really, really cold on the 3rd night when he was out here, and I haven't got a heat lamp or anything in there, and although he was huddled up with the other little guinea there and the chicks, I came out in the morning and he was dead in the nest there. I've sort of made him like a secure area where they can go in, and it's really thick with hay, so it was nice and warm and secure in there. But I say it went down to about -3, -4 that night, and the next morning there he was dead in the nest. So that was that. I don't know what his problem was. I post-mortemed him. I couldn't see anything that was a problem. What is the matter with these people? Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing, Morris? Am I going to have to slap you again? Honestly, I'm trying to fatten them, not have them stressed out by you. Thug. Yeah, that's right, Rude, you tell him. Do you let me see you do that again? Otherwise you won't come out. End of. And don't look at me like that either. Yeah, you apologise. Why aren't you protecting them, Rooster? You know what guineas are. He doesn't, you do. So why don't you teach him a few lessons? And how to behave around other poultry. Anyway, as you can see, the chicks are growing well. They've been growing well since they've been out here. No, I don't know where I was. Why do these creatures always do this to me? I don't know. Yeah, so he was dead, and then the hen was being attacked by mould, so I removed the hen. The guineas didn't seem to be too happy about that idea, but they soon just, you know, muddled in with the other guineas there. But then, blow me, then another one started to look depressed, and I thought perhaps it's because it was taken away from Mum. So, or Mum was taken away from them. So that's why I decided to get all the small ones out there, because I've been watching them for days and decided that no, they weren't being allowed to eat what they should be being allowed to eat. The bigger ones, they weren't seeing them off or anything. It's just that the case that they've taken up all the mangers, and the poor little ones just couldn't get a look in. You know, they weren't going to keep barging into the big ones. The big ones just wouldn't let them through. So I thought this is pointless exercise. So I caught the one that wasn't looking too happy and brought him out here immediately with little wings there and the chicks, and then proceeded to get another 8. Yes, another 8. Yeah, 9, and there was 10 altogether that I should have had in here. I'm now down to 8, so yeah, one died. He's 9. That little one there, yes, another 8. 9, 10, and so I had 9 in here then. I'll say one had died before I separated them all out. Chick, you know where the door is. You can't get through a fence. Don't be ridiculous. Those stupid chickens. And I was treating him with cat's claw, and he went forever onwards, upwards and forwards for 2 days. And I thought, okay, we've got you. And then blow me, because it was really cold at night then, but of course there was all these in there then. There was 9 of them all to huddle together, so there wasn't a problem as far as warmth was concerned. But on the 3rd morning again, that one was dead. No, it wasn't. I brought that into the house, that's right. The 3rd morning it wasn't looking too good, and he was down and he couldn't seem to be able to walk. So I didn't know why, because there didn't seem to be anything visibly amiss with him. He had no wounds, his joints were fine, but he just didn't seem to be capable of walking, and when he did stand up he just sort of fell over. So I brought him into the house and wrapped him up, and he seemed quite content. And I had him on a hot water bottle because it was very, very cold that day. There was a really, really bitter wind. It was awful, and he wasn't going to do any good out here, so he came into the house, even though against my better judgment I thought he's going to stress because he's away from his brothers and sisters. But he didn't seem to really know where he was or what he was doing. He wasn't aware that I'd picked him up and brought him into the house. He made no movement, he didn't worry, and he just breathed quietly asleep in the box, and then I just watched him die. He just stopped breathing. So, and I post-mortemed him, and I couldn't see anything wrong with him at all. There was nothing, so I don't know what the hell it is, but I think these are the ones that remain, are the ones that I had to help hatch. Here comes my pigeon again. Whoa, Rhodes, where are you going? On my head, thank you. That I had to hatch, so nature knows better than me, because obviously they weren't going to be strong enough. Here comes the other one. I've got the other one on my head now. They weren't going to be strong enough to... Hello, Prin. What are you doing? Hey? It's a pretty Prin. It's a pretty Prin. Probably got the sun in that, so let's do it that way. It's a pretty Prin. So nature knows better than me, although I do try. I do try to kid her and tell her that perhaps I can do a better job than her. Obviously they don't hatch out themselves or have problems hatching out because they're not meant to be, as in the survival of the fittest. And I interfere and hatch them out and grow them on, and they will carry on growing on, and they will do okay, but they'll always be small and puny. They're not really going to go anywhere, any of these. 2 might, but that's about it. And if something compromises them, like a little bit of stress or a change of temperature, even only a very small change of temperature, or slightly more rain than perhaps should be, they're just not able to withstand it. They're not strong enough, and they die. So if any of these survive, I shall be surprised. I think little Wings will, the one with the mangled feet, because he just had mangled feet, and he's very strong and very healthy. He's scrummaging around there in the rushes. But it'll be interesting to see if any of these survive. As you can see, compared to the others, they are the biggest, and the I don't know if they're the oldest, but they're certainly the biggest of the 31 I've got out there now, still growing on. So I think probably only about 10 in another week or 2 I'll be able to sell on to the post lady. For me, I sell them alive. I don't want to know how she's going to kill them. I don't know. If I think about it too much, I won't sell them to her, but I've got to, so I just don't think about it. No, I don't want to think about it. So you can see the difference in size, and there's only 3 weeks between them. And some of these, I think probably 2 or 3 left of these. Certainly that one there with the white wing bits. And there might be another 2 or 3 in there that are from the hen that were smallest than the others. The others, two of the others of the lot that were hatched with these might even be out there. And there's what, 6 weeks? No, 5 weeks different, 4 or 5 weeks difference between this lot and the lot that were hatched under the hen. And these are a month younger than those. And they're not that far behind size-wise. So they're doing very well. I've only got 1 turkey left out of the 2 poults that the other hen Babs hatched. He died of blackhead, but then the sister went down with it about a month later, and I treated her exactly the same, but I left her out there. And 3 days, again, 3-day cycle. I thought, is she going to go anywhere? Is she going to do anything? I wasn't sure. On the 4th morning, perfect. Not a problem. And it would appear that once they're cured of it, of this blackhead disease, they then have a resistance to it. They don't seem to get it again. I haven't had a turkey yet that I've treated for blackhead that's gone back down with it again. They've just carried on as you know, as if they've never had anything wrong with them. But that's a very tidy little, I hope that's a hen, that one, because if that's a hen, I should be keeping that. That's a really tidy, pretty little hen, that. Damn good size. What do you reckon, Prin? Is that good? Why are you shivering? What's the matter? Have you been hounded by something? What about you, Roots? Can we see you, Roots? Hey? Yeah? Well, I'm going in now, kids, so you're going to have to flutter away and do your thing. Oh, no, away you go. Away you go. No, you're not going to go away. All right, then. If I go around here, you'll go. If I see you attacking another pintard, oh, shut up, guinea fowl, Morris, I will have to chastise you severely. Yes, I will. Are you listening? No. Are you listening? What are you doing, Mrs., Mister? Hello? Alright. In. Bye, Rhodes. Oh, Print. Rudy's gone back on the... Go and lay down, dogs. On the shutter. No doubt to try and get in. No, he hasn't gone to the shutter. Where's he gone now? Prin. Oh, he's there. Where did you go, Rude? Get up there to have a drink, bless him. A very happy little band of chicks. No, Rude, you're not coming in. Neither are you, Prin and Prin. Are they, dogs? Go and lay down, please. Go and lie down. Motley bunch of hounds. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Aren't we, Rude? Yeah. I'm not sure if this is BH or Lars, but it's one or the other. Thursday, Morris decided he would mate with her, and the clumsy oaf jumped on her when she was on her side, and he caused a dreadful injury to her right side with his feet, you know, padging around and pushing down and what have you. Totally tore her side out. I've changed her dressing today. I might have somebody around to hold the camera tomorrow, maybe not, and I'll show you the state she's in and what I'm trying to do to get her right. She's quite happy. She's preening herself. She's eating. She's drinking. She's got water loaded with antibiotics. Wasn't much I could do about her wound other than try and clean it up and try and get her to heal. But I'll show you tomorrow when I change the dressing of the state dear Morris put her in. Now, of course, I've got the problem that the sun decided to come out and it started to warm up. It's the beginning of March, and the flies are around, so it's a real problem trying to ensure that the flies don't get to her. Of course, if she gets maggot, that'd be it. But anybody else would have killed her when they saw the injury that had happened. But I'm afraid I'm of the opinion all the time there's life, there's hope, and I won't kill something or throw our whole life away just because it's been a bit bashed up. So, as I say, all the time she's eating and drinking and preening herself, she's quite content. She did have a raging infection, but we've managed, I hope, to finish that and stop that getting any worse. So hopefully she'll now go forever onwards, upwards and forwards. But I'll say I'll show you tomorrow the extent of the injury and what I'm trying to do to get her right. So she's eating quite happily. And here's Poor old Victor. Now, Victor's a very sad story. He ended up with a broken back, lower part of his back, but he's getting better now because I, for some stupid reason, forgot to shut the tin hut door a month ago at night, and a fox got in and slaughtered the rest of them. Vicky, his little wife, completely vanished, not a trace of her, not even a feather. One guinea fowl got over the fence in with the small hens, so we rescued that one and put that in with Spot's lot, a female, because Cutthroat died a week previously with impacted crop. There was absolutely nothing I could do about it, and any operation to relieve his crop would have killed him with shock, so we jollied him along for a bit, but he died in my arms. He died of starvation. That was that. The little black bareneck hen who had the chicks last year, 13 chicks last year, she got out the other side of the fence and was in with the horses, but I couldn't catch her. And then when it was time for her to roost, she was trying to get back into the tin hut, but didn't seem to be able to get over the fence, and I couldn't encourage her over the fence. I was on my own, so I had no one to help me. So I thought, well, I'll wait until she goes to roost, and then I'll, in the brambles or up in a tree or something, then I'll catch her from there. I kept an eye on her. She went into the brambles in the horse paddock. So I thought, okay, she's not going to move now. I'll try and get her out of there. It would have been absolutely almost impossible because it's just a total briar patch. But when I went to look for her, I couldn't find her anywhere. She was nowhere to be seen. She completely vanished off the face of the earth. So absolute panic, and I thought, oh, well, she'll be all right all the time. You know, she stays wherever she is. I can't find her. I don't think a fox is going to be able to. I'll get up early in the morning and try and grab her again before the foxes are around. Well, the foxes would have disappeared by then. After dawn, you know, when it was daylight, because I let the dogs out early to make sure that everything was chased. Anyway, nowhere to be found again. And then I found a pile of feathers out in the middle of the horse field, where she'd obviously come out, and the fox had grabbed her before I'd even got out the door. Before I put the dogs out, the dogs were out by 7:15, just as it was getting light. So she must have come out early for some stupid reason, and the fox was still around and got nabbed. But so I lost, so that was the 11th one. I lost 11. Friar Tuck was badly mutilated, but we nursed him back to health, and he's back out with I put him out with the small hens, the daughters of little black bareneck. And so there was just 3 that survived, 1 guinea fowl and the 2 roosters. He's been in now for over a month. He was confined to the cat box to start with. To keep him restricted, he couldn't stand up. I found him in the tin hut on his back. He didn't have a mark on him, so what on earth happened I really don't know. But then only 3 of them had marks on them. 1 chicken and 2 guinea fowl had puncture wounds to the neck. That was all. The rest were totally unblemished. So they were all up against the fences. I just went out there to see bodies just lying all against the fences. So they'd obviously, I think the fox must have got in when it was daylight, and they had come out. You're right, Olga. Yeah, they must have come out early, and the fox just nabbed them. He just chased them around. They died a dreadful death, just being tortured and chased and traumatised. They would have died of shock and terror. Absolutely dreadful death for all of them. There's 11 of them. Well, 10 of them, and the, I say, little black bareneck got it the next morning, very early. So yeah, so he was confined to the cat box, so he didn't move for nearly 2 weeks. Then I decided to put him in here, and I'd have to lift him up every 2 hours for him to have something to eat and drink. But then gradually, as he was made to move around, I put him over the back of the cage to encourage him to move. He's gradually gone from strength to strength. He goes out for a couple of hours every day if it's not pouring with rain to strengthen up his muscles again. He can scratch now. He can flap his wings just without falling over on his back. He can shake himself, and he can actually run a little bit. So hopefully in another couple of weeks, or when I've got the roosters out of the tin hut and they're in the freezer or in the stable or whatever, I'll put him with a handful of the small hens in tin hut and let him reacclimatise himself. Then I'll reintroduce Fryer and the other small hens back into the tin hut, and hopefully Fryer won't pick on him. You know, Fryer will be going into his territory, so it'll be as it was before, apart from my pet poultry were no, I can't say the word, were indiscriminately tortured to death by a bloody fox. And it's still getting in. I don't know how it's getting in. There's no holes. It can't get over the fence because the electric fence, the outside side of the fence. But there was a rabbit carcass out there the day before yesterday, so it's still getting in and it's still killing. So I don't know how to stop it, and I don't know how it's getting in. But there we are. So we'll give you a view of this poor old turkey lurkey's wound tomorrow, of what a male can do. Typical male, no consideration for his females. I suppose like most male poultry, they're as bad as ferrets. Ferrets couldn't care less about their females. Damn nigh murder them. And Morris was the same. She was screaming. I went out there to see what earth was going on. I realised she was on her side. Grabbed him off of her and threw him away. And he came back at me, and I thought, yeah, be your last breath, mate, if you do that. But he decided not to. He just thought better of it. Lifted up her wing. I've never been so horrified. Absolutely horrific. Stupid bloody oath. Hey, old girl. You alright? Yeah. I leave you in peace.